All right, let's jump right into the thick of things with the Dallas Cowboys and the ongoing saga surrounding Micah Parsons. This whole situation feels like deja vu, doesn't it? Here we are, already well into August, and instead of seeing Parsons suited up and ready to dominate on the field, we're stuck in this frustrating stalemate. No real progress, no resolution, just a whole lot of waiting and speculation, and honestly, it's maddening. Micah Parsons is arguably one of the best players on the team. Some would argue he's the single most important defensive force the Cowboys have had in years. And yet, here we are talking about whether he's going to get paid or if he's going to be traded. It's like watching a slow-motion replay of last year's dramas, but with even higher stakes from what insiders have been saying. The situation hasn't changed much in terms of new information. The whispers and rumors are pretty much the same as they've been for a while. But what stands out is the prediction coming from an NFL insider who thinks this whole thing will wrap up similarly to what we saw with players like C.D. Lamb and Dak Prescott last season or Zach Martin before that. The idea is that all the noise or the back and forth will finally come to an end right before the season kicks off. The Cowboys will strike a deal. Parsons will get the contract he's been pushing for, and everyone will move on hoping the drama is behind him. That's the hopeful script at least. There's also a strong feeling across the league that a trade isn't really on the table anymore, that the Cowboys want to keep Parsons in Dallas and avoid dismantling their defense just weeks before the fair season starts. But what's frustrating is that the Cowboys haven't just magically solved this already. It's not like they didn't know how important Parsons is. Fans and analysts alike have been screaming from the rooftops saying, "Pay the guy. He's earned it." Plain and simple. Yet, here we are dragging our feet like it's some secret game of chess. There's also been a lot of wild speculation about the Jones family's intentions, with some people throwing around conspiracy theories that the Cowboys are holding Parsons back to get other players' contracts in line or trying to play hardball in a way that doesn't really add up. Honestly, some of that stuff is just nonsense. It's frustrating because it distracts from the real issue, which is that Micah Parsons deserves a deal. And the longer this drags on, the more it chips away at the team's focus. The truth is, this kind of drama is nothing new in Dallas. We've seen it before with other star players where the front office and the players can't go back and forth. Negotiations stall, and it feels like the whole team is held hostage by their uncertainty. But what usually happens in the end is a call from Jerry Jones, the boss himself, who picks up the phone, clears the air, and says, "Enough with this. Let's get it done." The agent makes demands, the Cowboys negotiate, and eventually they agree on terms that satisfy everyone. Parsons gets paid, the Cowboys get their guy locked in, and the team moves forward, ideally stronger than before. It's a pattern that repeats, and while it's not ideal, it often works out in the end. That being said, the current process has been rough. It's messy. It's drawn out. It's left a bad taste in the mouths of fans and commentators alike. Even if the outcome ends up being positive with Parsons signing a big contract, the way it's been handled so far hasn't been smooth. There's no sugarcoating it. This has been a clumsy negotiation, and it's taken away from the excitement we should be feeling about one of the league's best defenders. We don't have to pretend it's all good just because there's hope it will be resolved soon. The process matters. How you get to the destination is just as important as the destination itself, especially when it comes to team chemistry and fan trust. Switching gears slightly, the Cowboys' secondary has been a hot mess with injuries piling up left and right. The cornerback room has been hit hard, and that's where the conversation about potentially signing Stephon Gilmore comes in. Gilmore, a veteran cornerback, could be a solution to some of the depth issues Dallas is facing right now. There are 6 corners dealing with injuries, some significant enough to keep them out for the start of the season or longer. Trayvon Diggs is still a big question mark. Josh Butler is out for the season, and Simone Reeves doesn't look ready to make a week one return. On top of that, Andrew Booth is nursing a hamstring injury. Kalen Carlson is also banged up, and Christian Matthews' status is uncertain. This leaves the Cowboys with just a handful of healthy corners, and some of those healthy guys are more practice squad level talent than reliable starters. Looking at the current roster, the only confirmed healthy starters are Donnie Banks and Sear Lamb, and beyond them, it's a gamble whether Israel Moon, Cameron Hall, or Troy Pride can step up and fill the gaps effectively. Most of those guys were signed off the street, carry little guaranteed money, and aren't exactly proven commodities at the NFL level. The secondary depth is thin and unproven, which raises a serious question. Should the Cowboys be looking to bring in a seasoned player like Gilmore? He's 35, which means he's not a long-term fix, but his experience and skill could provide stability and leadership, especially early in the season while the younger corners recover. Of course, there are a lot of questions around signing Gilmore. What's his asking price? What role does he want to play? Is he looking to start no matter what? Would the Cowboys be willing to give him that? And then there's the team's overall direction. Are they viewed as contenders enough to attract a veteran like him? The fact that Gilmore has previously visited the Cowboys facility, signals mutual interest, but nothing is concrete yet. With so much uncertainty in the secondary, adding Gilmore could be a smart move to shore up the backfield and avoid getting caught flat-footed if more injuries happen. Now, about Trevon Diggs. This whole situation has been strange. Diggs has been rehabbing mostly away from the team, which has clearly rubbed the Cowboys the wrong way. The organization hasn't been shy about showing their displeasure, dropping subtle shots and voicing frustration in ways that remind many fans of past dramas like the Amari Cooper saga. But here's the kicker. Despite the tension, Diggs' rehab seems to be going better than expected. From what's been observed, he looks to be ahead of schedule and physically in good shape, possibly even better off than Simone Reeves was at a similar point in his recovery. Diggs has worked with the same rehabilitation specialist who helps Diggs come back faster from his knee injury, and that bodes well. The player himself has expressed optimism about returning by week 1, though the Cowboys have been skeptical of that timeline. There was even a weird moment at training camp where Diggs appeared to fall, but closer looks showed it wasn't really a fall, more like some tired movement or a minor stumble during practice. Despite all this, the Cowboys seem to be playing a different tune publicly than what Diggs is signaling about his recovery. This disconnect is odd and fuels speculation that the two sides don't fully agree on how close he is to returning. If Diggs is truly near a comeback, it could be a huge boost to the defense. The Cowboys badly need him on the field, especially with so many questions around the cornerback depth chart. But if the Cowboys keep downplaying his progress or throwing shade at his rehab methods, it could create tension and mistrust within the team. It wouldn't be the first time that the Cowboys front office or coaching staff let ego or pride get in the way of clear communication and team success. There's a chance we might see Diggs back on the field sooner than expected, maybe even without much fanfare or build-up, just suddenly cleared and ready to play. The bottom line is that the Cowboys are navigating a complicated offseason with critical pieces like Parsons and Diggs hanging in the balance. The team's handling of these situations will have a direct impact on their performance. When the regular season starts, fans are eager to see these stars back in action, but patience is wearing thin. The hope remains that the front office will make the right moves in the coming weeks, whether that's finally locking Parsons into a contract, bringing in reinforcements like Gilmore, or welcoming back Diggs at full strength. The road ahead is anything but straightforward, but that's what makes following the Cowboys so compelling. The drama, the uncertainty, and the promise of what could be when everything finally clicks into place. It's impossible to fully grasp the current vibe around the Cowboys without acknowledging the larger picture. The team is at a critical crossroads, juggling not only player contracts and injuries, but also the pressure to maintain competitiveness in what has become a brutal NFC East and a loaded NFL overall. Micah Parsons, Stephon Gilmore, and Trevon Diggs aren't just names on a roster. They represent key pillars of the defense that Dallas desperately needs to hold together if they want to make a serious run this season. But right now, everything feels so precarious, almost like a house of cards that could collapse with one wrong move. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. A seismic shift has rocked the NFL landscape as the Dallas Cowboys have secured a monumental signing that is sending shockwaves throughout the league. C.J. Mosley, one of the most formidable linebackers of his generation, has officially come out of retirement to lead the Cowboys defense in the 2025 season. This unexpected move marks a dramatic reversal in Mosley's career trajectory, as he had previously announced his intention to step away from professional football, citing physical toll and personal considerations. However, Dallas's front office, recognizing the immense value Mosley could bring to their defensive unit, orchestrated a deal that convinced him to return to the gridiron. The signing not only fills a crucial leadership void, but also signals the Cowboys' aggressive intent to bolster their defense and contend at the highest level. Mosley's blend of intelligence, physicality, and unfailing instincts is widely regarded as elite, and his return is being hailed as one of the most significant defensive acquisitions in recent NFL history. Analysts and fans alike are buzzing with excitement, anticipating how Mosley's presence will transform Dallas's defensive schemes and overall competitiveness. This move elevates the Cowboys' defense from merely competent to potentially dominant, setting the stage for an electrifying 2025 campaign. C.J. Mosley's decision to unretire and join the Dallas Cowboys has sent ripples of anticipation through football circles, underscoring the player's undiminished passion and commitment to the sport. Known for his cerebral approach and relentless pursuit on the field, Mosley has built a reputation as a cornerstone defender, capable of anchoring any team's defensive core. His experience and leadership qualities are expected to have a profound impact on the Cowboys' younger players, offering mentorship and raising the collective level of play. The Cowboys' defense, which struggled with consistency in recent seasons, now has a proven veteran who can call plays, adjust formations, and inspire confidence in the locker room. Mosley's physical skills remain impressive despite his brief hiatus, and his return is anticipated to rejuvenate not only his own career, but also Dallas's defensive identity. With Mosley back in action, the Cowboys could see a marked improvement in run defense, pass coverage, and overall defensive resilience. The commitment from a player of his caliber also reflects the franchise's larger ambition to compete fiercely for championships, leveraging veteran savvy and fresh talent alike to build a formidable team for 2025 and beyond. The strategic implications of C.J. Mosley joining the Dallas Cowboys extend well beyond his individual prowess, highlighting a broader recalibration of the team's defensive philosophy. Dallas has historically been known for its dynamic offense, but persistent defensive lapses have often curtailed their championship aspiration. The acquisition of Mosley signals a deliberate shift toward balance, with the front office investing heavily in defensive reinforcement to complement their offensive firepower. Mosley's versatility allows defensive coordinators to deploy a range of schemes, from aggressive blitz packages to complex zone coverages, adapting fluidly to opposing offenses. His ability to diagnose plays pre-snap and execute timely tackles or interceptions adds a new dimension of unpredictability and stability to the Cowboys' defense. Moreover, Mosley's leadership is expected to galvanize the defensive squad, fostering cohesion and a relentless competitive spirit. This signing also sends a message to the league that Dallas is serious about building a championship-caliber team capable of dominating on both sides of the ball. By securing a player of Mosley's stature, the Cowboys enhance their credibility and set high expectations for the 2025 NFL season, promising fans an exhilarating football experience anchored by a revitalized defense. Fan reaction to the Dallas Cowboys' acquisition of C.J. Mosley has been overwhelmingly enthusiastic, with social media platforms and sports forums erupting in praise and hopeful speculation. Supporters see Mosley's return as a potential turning point, reinvigorating a franchise that has long sought defensive consistency to complement its offensive exploits. The excitement stems not only from Mosley's proven track record, but also from the dramatic narrative of a retired star choosing to return for a fresh challenge with the Cowboys. Many fans view this as a statement of intent, suggesting that Dallas is willing to go to great lengths to assemble a roster capable of contending for the Super Bowl. The anticipation is palpable as supporters eagerly await Mosley's debut in the silver and blue uniform, expecting his presence to inspire confidence and a renewed winning mentality. Additionally, the signing has sparked widespread discussion about how this move will affect team dynamics and the competitive balance within the NFC East. Rival teams are now reevaluating their defensive strategies in light of Mosley's arrival, recognizing that the Cowboys have significantly upgraded their ability to disrupt opposing offenses. Overall, the fan base is energized, hopeful that this bold move ushers in a new era of defensive dominance and championship contention for Dallas. As the 2025 NFL season approaches, the Dallas Cowboys' bold gamble on C.J. Mosley's return from retirement stands as one of the most intriguing storylines in professional football. The success of this signing will hinge on Mosley's ability to regain peak physical condition and seamlessly integrate into a defense eager for stability and leadership. Training camp and preseason will be critical periods for Mosley to reestablish chemistry with teammates and prove that his hiatus has not diminished his effectiveness. The coaching staff will be under pressure to maximize Mosley's talents, crafting defensive schemes that leverage his strengths in coverage, tackling, and play recognition. The broader NFL community will watch closely to see if this high-profile acquisition translates into tangible improvements in Dallas's defensive statistics and win-loss record. If successful, Mosley's comeback could inspire other retired players to reconsider their own decisions, potentially altering the dynamics of player careers in the league. Ultimately, the signing embodies the Dallas Cowboys' commitment to excellence, blending veteran leadership with youthful energy to forge a championship-caliber squad. The 2025 season promises to be a captivating chapter in NFL history with Mosley's return at the heart of Dallas's quest for gridiron glory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next